Everybody, so glad to see you.
Hello, everybody. We're so glad to see you.
Yes,
We're parents now.
We are parents.
We have a baby. This is the music that we listen to. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to the school of
Welcome
of Bizcraft and Coachery.
to the grounding webinar. Welcome to the Volcanoverse. This webinar is going to teach you everything you need to know to become a full-fledged member of this very strange and unusual group of people.
Very strange and unusual.
We have our own language.
We have our own terminology.
We have our own system of keeping time.
And we have a new way of
There are
coping.
13 hours. We work on 13-hour cycles instead of 12-hour cycles.
Yes, just to get a little bit more, suck more juice out of life.
So, feeling triggered yet? Just kidding, guys. But no, seriously, this webinar is going to teach you everything that you need to know to feel safe and secure and ready to jump into the volcano. So I'm going to share the screen and we're going to just get started right away. You ready? Let's do this. Here we go. Today's webinar. We will cover grounding,
Terminology,
expectations,
requirements,
and responsibilities.
scheduling.
Woohoo! All right. So guys, grounding. You are entering into a sacred ceremony for the next 6-ish months. It's about 6.5 months. The process of becoming a volcano coach is similar to any major initiation you've experienced in your life.
It's an alchemical transformation.
You'll have epiphanies and moments of pure light.
You'll discover deeper depths of yourself you never knew existed.
You will also have wobbles,
Hit walls.
and you'll experience mini or mega breakdowns from time to time.
You might already have.
Like the shaman's death, there will be parts of you that need to die in order for your true brilliance to shine through.
Sometimes these moments feel like a little battle to the death, like a celebrity death match between your shadow sides. These parts will fight for survival and fight to keep you small, because small is it's safe. It's what you know. It's comfortable.
Yeah. The role of your coach and us is to call forward the parts of you that know they're big and beautiful and bright and lift them up until your small thoughts no longer rule your actions.
In this program, you will let go of belief systems that no longer serve you.
You will reprogram the negative self-talk that has stopped you from evolving in the past.
You may find yourself releasing certain relationships that don't uplift your spirit on a daily basis, healing old relationship patterns, and to find new levels of depth.
By the time you graduate from this program, if you're willing to go all in, you will be so different you won't even recognize your old self anymore.
The two best pieces of advice we have to offer are: don't give up.
And
Trust the process.
so we're going to say that again. Don't give up. Trust the process. One more time. Don't give up. Trust the process. So just be prepared. As soon as you feel like giving up, if you come to a cuddle puddle, we are going to say those words to you. This is all part of the process, you guys. So whatever you're feeling right now, whatever's coming up for you right now, whatever's coming up for you over the next 6 months, it's all part of the journey. And so the more prepared you are to realize that, the smoother this journey will be.
You made a decision to be here. You signed a contract. And the reason we have contracts and help people stand in a firm decision is because it's really easy when things get scary to want to run and hide and be like, I give up.
Yeah.
But that's actually the moment where your life completely changes if you don't give up and you trust the process.
Yeah. So terminology. Today we're going to be covering what the heck is a lava group, what is a cuddle puddle, what is a magma, and what is a module. You ready? Let's dive in. Lava groups. So lava, volcano, you get it. It's like that. A lava group is your power group. We made up some things that lava might stand for, but we'd like to hear your interpretation. So a couple things that we just made up off the top of our heads are learning, affirming, validating, and awesome. Or
loving, amazing, vibrational angels.
Seriously, we just pulled those out of our butt because We just like to use the word lava because volcano. Get it? So just, we'd love to hear what lava group stands for to you after you get to know your lava group a little bit more. Maybe each lava group could have a different name. Wouldn't that be cool? So anyway, that's your lava group. It's a group of around 3 to 5-ish people that you meet with once a week throughout this program. It'll switch halfway through. So you'll have this lava group you're currently in for the first half of the program or the second half of the program, whichever half you're in. And you guys will get to know each other really well. You'll support each other. You'll practice coaching with each other. You'll dive in and get vulnerable with each other, and you'll form a very beautiful connection to your lava group.
Some lava groups are still meeting 2 years later.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
You also might trigger the shit out of each other, and that's okay. That's what your lava group's there to do.
There are many purposes of lava groups. So we're going to list off all the different purposes, not limiting to just these purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So have multiple mirrors.
Build community and friendship.
Help you see your gaps and your growth edges.
Give you opportunities to develop your leadership skills.
Hold space for each other.
Learn how to give and receive feedback with grace.
And trigger the fuck out of each other.
Whoop, whoop. So you and your buddy can't do it alone. It takes a village to transform.
Your lava group will give you your deepest feedback.
It's easy to write off the feedback of one person.
But it's hard to write off the feedback of like 5, 6, or 7, depending on
You're like,
how big your lava group is.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
All right, so again, just to reiterate, you guys meet once a week. Well, you should already have the members of your lava group, and make sure you just find each other, you contact each other, and you get your meeting time and place set up as quickly as possible. We recommend meeting on Zoom, and don't hesitate on that one, because the more time goes by that you're not getting to know each other and growing together. Okay?
So every week your lava group will have different assignment. These assignments can be found on your timeline document and in your weekly Ding Dong Volcano Mail. You'll receive that from us on Sunday night Pacific time before the week starts.
Yes. Okay. So lava leaders. One person will be selected or will volunteer as a leader/facilitator of the group until the current module ends and you get a new lava group.
So when we say selected, that means by your group or personally appointed.
Yes. This person will perform or delegate the following tasks. Timekeeping. Keep the dialogue on track and within the parameters of that week's assignment. Send out the Zoom link for the members to join. So the leader is there to really rein everybody in, to make sure that the whole hour isn't going by with just chit chat, but you guys are actually doing some work together. And say, for instance, you're practicing coaching each other. You figure out how many people you have, how much time you have. It's the leader's responsibility to keep track of the time, maybe on a phone, and say, all right, boom, that 10 minutes is up. Let's move on. That way everybody gets a chance to speak. So the leader, a lava leader, you have to be not afraid of what other people think of you. You have to be a detail-oriented person or someone who wants to become a detail-oriented person. You have to really show up and be there, be early for each meeting and make sure everybody else is there too. So whoever wants to be the lava leader, you step forward, you claim that spot, and you will grow so much in this program. My recommendation, if you always tend to be the leader of everything you do, try stepping back this time and letting someone else be the leader instead and releasing that sense of control, that sense of, I need to do it or nobody else is going to do it right. Time to let that shit go. You ready? All right. So cuddle puddles.
Cuddle puddles are where we meet as a group. So this term, instead of a team meeting or a huddle or a conference call, we like cuddling, so we call it a cuddle puddle.
Who doesn't like cuddling?
Cuddle puddle times. There's 2 every Thursday, 8:30 a.m. PST and 5:30 p.m. PST.
So just do your best to show up to at least one cuddle puddle a week. Some of you have things that might conflict sometimes, and that's okay. You can always watch the replay. We put it up on the Facebook group after it's over. Just treat this meeting like it's an important meeting, like you just signed up for a college course and this is the time of one of your classes. And you will just prioritize it like you would something like that, okay?
Show up.
Just show up.
Some of you have things that conflict, and that's okay. However, if you were hired for a job or you signed up for a college course and you had a conflict, what would you do to make sure you could go, to make sure you could pass the course?
Yeah.
Would you keep your, like $5 an hour 10, whatever thing that, I don't know. You really have to feel into it. Like, what is my priority here?
What is the priority?
Did I sign up for this course to break through things? Are there things in my life that I need to let go of that aren't serving me, that I'm clinging to? Do I believe that that everything is possible, that I can continue to stay in integrity with my responsibilities and also show up to this program? And once you start to shift your beliefs, it becomes possible to do it all.
All right, guys. So that the same goes for your calls with your coach, your calls with your buddy, and your calls with your lava group. Okay. Prioritize all of those and the Wednesday webinars.
So also, I just want to say a little bit about cuddle puddles. Each cuddle puddle is, what we'll do in the cuddle puddles is we'll go over logistics. And then after the logistics, sometimes we have something that we come to the cuddle puddle with, that we share with you, that we have planned, and sometimes we don't. But cuddle puddles are your opportunity to get live coaching from Rosie and I, to connect and be seen and see each other within the group, and, really just be courageous and try something new, and practice speaking up for yourself, practice using your voice, overcoming all of those fear-based things in your mind that hold you back in front of a group, so that this community can see and support you.
Yeah. Okay, next. Magma. Magma is our 4-day live personal transformation event. You may come to any Magma date or location as part of your tuition that's within a year of joining the program. It's most powerful if you can come during your program, ideally about halfway through your program.
So what usually happens, and we've planned this in a very genius way, is you start with a lot of momentum, and that momentum can carry you through the beginning triggers of the program. But what will happen is right before Magma, some of that momentum will begin to slow down a little bit. And that is why we've placed Magma right at the middle of your program, so that all that resistance that's been slowly dragging you down, Magma is a thing that snaps it, and then you just catapult again. Yeah. Magma is freaking amazing. It is an absolute must with the Bizcraft and Coachery program, and you will just experience massive transformation in your life from coming to Magma. As well, the crazy thing is the people that you're quantumly entangled with, like your partners, your family, your best friends. What happens is when you go through a great change in your life at Magma, you'll come home and they will miraculously be different people as well.
It's true. So come to Magma, whether it's in the middle of your program or a little bit towards the end of your program, and maybe even after your program is okay, but we really try to recommend that you come in the middle of your program. Okay.
And I would also say about Magma is a lot of you are like, oh, how can I do Magma and this and that, and how can I make it work? That's actually what you're here to do. You're here to learn how to make it work. You're here to believe that you are the person that can figure it out. And when you switch your mind from, no, I just can't do it, it's too much, to who would I need to become to be able to make it work? That's when answers start coming through. It's these little shifts in mindset. It's these little shifts in the stories you tell about yourself. And you just make a little bit of shift to get there. When you get there, massive shifts will happen, especially along the way to get there.
Yes.
So don't write it off. Prioritize it.
Come. What is a module? When we say the word module, what do we mean? A module just means a segment of the program. So in every program, we have an NVC module, a challenge module, and a lava module. And as you can see by this nice little illustration I have here, let's say you are in class B. We're just going to call you class B. Before you started, there was a class, let's call them class A.
No mouse.
No mouse. We can't point it out to you right now. You just follow along with your eyes. So before you started, there was a class A. So when class A started, they started in the NVC module.
And they use all of their NVC coaching tools that they used to coach the challenge.
We call it the NVC module because you learn a coaching technique based on nonviolent communication, based on NVC. So that's called the NVC module. It's also the module where you have buddy calls with your coach. So your coaching calls with your coach are shared by your buddies. There are 3 of you in the call. Then Class A coaches the challenge, and they are halfway through their program when they're coaching the challenge. And then your class, Class B, joins in. So during the challenge, leading up to the challenge, that's the challenge module that Class A just went through. It's the module where you learn how to be a coach live, where you learn how to enroll people and you get live practice doing it, and you learn how to prepare for the challenge.
What I love about the system and the school is that you learn it and then you apply it in real life. You learn it and then you apply it in real life.
Yeah.
You learn it and then you apply it in real life.
Pretty cool.
And I just have chills thinking about it. It like I've watched the system work over and over and over and over, and be one of the most powerful coaching schools is because you are getting real life practice. A, building your coaching business. B, putting yourself out there in a professional way, whether it's for coaching, leadership, entrepreneurship, being a visionary, being a creative. The tools of coaching teaches you how to have these really professional conversations, how to speak directly to people, how to really live into your authenticity. And this process gives you real life practice doing that.
It does. It's unlike any other coaching program that we've seen, and we've seen a lot of coaching programs. It's usually one or the other. Either it's all sales-based, marketing, or it's all spiritual based without any real life application or how to actually go out there and make money with it. So we've combined the two very, very well, and it's really effective. It works. People really get good at this stuff when they do this program. So back to your timeline. You are Class B. All right. So when you join in
Let's just say you're Class B.
Yes, that's what we've been saying. So when you join in after the challenge that you see at the top left-hand corner of the screen, you start right there. You start with the lava module, right? So the class before you just finished the NVC module and the challenge module. You start with the lava module. Then when you get to your challenge module, that's when Class A graduates. You walk through the challenge module, you apply it, you get people in the challenge, you coach the challenge, and then as you guys know, after the challenge ends, the next class joins in. So that's when Class C joins in, and we start the NVC module again.
So the really cool thing that I love about this is that you're joining in with people who are halfway through their program, and they are probably look like these freaking amazing shining stars. They might be a little intimidating to you. And you might be like, wow, how do they know so much? When you go through the challenge and new people join in with your class, they will look at you like that too. Mm-hmm. You will be a leader to them.
Yeah. So just to clarify, during the lava module, that is when you have private calls with your coach, just you and your coach for 1 hour, also during the challenge module. The only time that you have buddy calls with your coach is during the NVC module of the program. Okay, moving on. Expectations, requirements, and responsibilities. Calls. You get one 60-minute call with your coach
or with your coach and your buddy, depending on which module you're in.
Right. You must attend one lava group call per week.
You must have one buddy call per week.
There are 2 cuddle puddles a week to accommodate time zones. To get the most out of this program, you should attend at least one. If you cancel a call with your coach, you must provide 24 hours notice at least. If no notice is provided, you may lose your call completely. If you are a no-call, no-show, you automatically lose that call with your coach. If you miss more than 2 calls without notice, you may not qualify to graduate.
Your coach will be available to answer certain questions throughout text or messenger, but they won't be able to coach you via text.
Now, just to be clear, this is up to each coach what their boundaries are around texting, messenger, or email. Okay, mm-hmm. So you check in with your individual coach to see what their boundaries are. We leave that up to them, how they want to communicate. If you have a deeper coaching question, write it down and then let your coach know that you have something you want to cover on your next call.
So you can write that down on your timeline journal. That's a really good place to write it down for next time.
Yeah. So just leave a little Post-it note for your next call. This is also a really good practice in emotional intelligence. Instead of having something that really pisses you off or something that gets you really concerned and then turning straight to your phone and texting your coach, regardless of what they're doing in their life.
Instant gratification and instant answers without actually going in and doing the magic within you that will get the response that you need.
So that is part of developing that practice, is saying, letting something trigger you, letting something piss you off, letting something make you sad, feeling it for a moment, and then saying, oh, I'm going to wait till next Tuesday to talk about this. Because,
sitting with it and transforming it.
Yeah.
Because in this process, what you're going to learn is self-leadership. And self-leadership is one of the most important things to be able to have to be successful.
Yes. So it's your responsibility to come to your calls with the most important thing that you want to talk about ready to go. It's your responsibility to be prepared, not your coach's responsibility.
It's your responsibility to track your progress on your timeline journal.
If something is immediate, there's a whole community here to support you. So if you really, really, really need to talk to somebody right now, you have the Bizcraft and Coachery Messenger thread. You have the Bizcraft and Coachery Facebook page. Feel free to post on that page as long as you have sat with yourself first for at least 24 hours and figured out, what do you actually need? So if your need is for instant gratification, sit with that need for 24 hours first.
Yes. I remember when I joined my first coaching program, I reached out to my coach and she sent me to the community for support. And I thought, why the hell is she sending me?
What am I paying her for?
What am I paying for? She's my coach. But clearly in our contract, it was like 1 hour call, or no, it was one shared 30-minute call with a buddy each week. And what happened when she sent me there and I got really angry, it was in that moment I revealed that I had this unconscious loop that nobody could help me but her. And that entangled me and made me really codependent on her and cut off from all of my resources and opportunities.
Yeah.
So this is why we stretch you to be resourceful and reach out to everybody to help combat the stories that you see and combat the stories that you have in your head that are holding you back from really great magical things in your life.
Yeah. So before you make a live video, before you make a post in the group or in the messenger thread, sit with what you're feeling. Let yourself fully feel it. Let yourself fully examine it from the outside. Give yourself a little bit of time and then think about, okay, what do I actually need support on around this issue? What is it that I'm seeking right now? That
doesn't mean that there aren't some moments where you just reach out instantly. That doesn't mean that you can't do that sometimes. But what we would like to provide for you is that momentary pause of really feeling into yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so next I'm going to screen share the graduation requirements. Okay, so here are your guidelines for TLV coach certification. These are not required for graduation, but they're required for certification. Does that make sense? So you can finish the program however you want to, but if you would like to be a certified volcano coach, these are required. You need to submit, or you need to have at least 10 1-hour Lava Talk calls. So Lava Talk is a coaching technique that you will learn, and you need to have at least 10 practice calls with people. Write down their name and the date of the call, and submit your best and your worst call in your Google Drive folder so your coach can review it with you and give you feedback.
Now, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't want to be a certified coach, I would highly recommend going through all of these and doing them as well, because the tools you learn through doing this are going to help your creative career. They're going to help your leadership career, your personal life, your business. Learning the skill of coaching is really about learning how to speak with an authentic, clear, direct voice, and learning how to influence people in a compassionate way where both people feel heard.
Yes.
So I recommend anyone who is watching this to do this.
Yes. 10 1-hour NVC calls. NVC is another coaching technique that we teach you. So you need to have at least 10 of those calls as well. You need to enroll and coach a minimum of 5 people in the challenge. Submit your best and your worst call in your folder. Write down the names of your clients and the dates. Now, if you have more than 10, more than 5,
good. Just
keep adding them if you want to so you can track them all. It's totally up to you. And I would recommend filling this out as you go along through the program.
So what I love about this specific requirement is enrollment, aka sales, is one of the biggest things that you will need to overcome to increase your wealth, increase your influence, increase your business. And, whether you're an artist, you're a writer, practicing this and actually getting real life experience is going to completely change your life. So if you're like, I don't want to be a coach, I don't want to coach a challenge,
I'm afraid of sales.
I'm afraid of sales. This is here so that you can practice it and get over it and really start to excel at it and really
own your worth.
Own your worth.
Yeah. All right. All the books are also on the timeline spreadsheet. You can look at them anytime when they pop up during the program and when you need to be reading which book. Submit a 250 to 500 word 3-part report on each book containing the following questions.
What was the biggest learning you got from this book?
What breakthrough did this book facilitate for you in your life?
How will you apply this to your coaching practice or your business, your life, your relationships?
Mm-hmm. Attend at least one live Little Volcano event.
That's magma.
Attend at least 14 Cuddle Puddles or 4 live or watch the replay.
Do all the coaching training videos and all the webinars. List them here as you watch them with the name and date that you watch them.
Mm-hmm. Lava groups. Attend a minimum of 14 lava groups. Well, there should be 14 slots here, but we'll fix that. Write all the dates and who attended on this list of the 14 lava group calls that you've attended.
Be present for a minimum of 18 calls with your coach.
Write down the date and the coach that you had your calls with.
So I highly recommend going through this and filling it out as you go because it's really easy to forget what happened 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. And it's also, tracking your progress as you go, getting in the habit of it is going to be really important. It's going to be an incredibly important skill that you learn as you go through this program.
So demonstrate the following qualities of being a volcano coach.
You believe in somebody by holding them accountable to their greatness.
You hold space without taking on your client's pain or emotions or failure personally.
Communicate your needs and feelings clearly using NVC on a regular basis.
Take responsibility for your actions.
Hold someone accountable fearlessly.
Communicate in a clear, direct way.
Give and receive feedback without being defensive.
Courageously stalk your personal gaps and loops and the gaps and loops of your client.
Acknowledge and affirm specific actions and speak to it in a positive way.
Demonstrate your faith by being a trapeze artist.
And that means taking great leaps in your life.
All right, guys. So that is the grounding training for today. I hope you feel nice and grounded into the volcano, ready to go.
What's going on?
Mm-hmm. If you have any questions, you can ask your coach, and we will see you guys all soon. Bye.